Only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We got a battle report for you today. I've been super excited to do this battle report. If you guys are Night Lords fans, we are running the Night Lord detachment for Chaos Space Marine versus our boy Craig. Now, you'll see in this video, I'll talk about it when we get to the picture-by-picture turnout, is when you run Night Lords that force Battle Shocks onto a Demons army that benefits from Battle Shocks, it's not a really good combo. So this list and this army was a kind of counter to intuitive. Still really fun battle report, so I can't wait to talk about it. But if you guys are Night Lords fans, I think this the Night Lords detachment is definitely one of the worst detachments we have in the Codex. It's more of like a meme/fun detachment if you really want to like paint your Night Lords up and all that stuff. Now, here's the thing: if you really like Night Lords, you don't have to run the Night Lords detachment. You can basically paint your entire army like Night Lords, like I did, and run them in any detachment. So if you guys are new to Chaos Space Marines or new to 40k, you can paint them whatever the hell you want to paint them. So that's my intent, is just paint your army like Night Lords and then just run them in any detachment. So if you guys are new to the channel, appreciate it. Click on the video. We are recruiting on the patreon.com. We're growing. You know, if you guys want the coaching in your corner, that's where the Patreon page is all about, joining the Dirtbag Nation. So thank you to all my patrons who already support me. Last year was our biggest year yet. We were ranked #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world, and we were ranked #1 player in the United States, ranked on ITC. So this year, we're kind of taking a step back. We're focusing more on battle reports and growing the channel on the Dirtbag Nation and kind of like chilling out a little bit. We did have a really, really good run last year. This year, we're going to be kind of switching towards a little bit of a Death Guard tone because the Codex is coming out. This year is the year of the Chaos. So we had Chaos Space Marines. Now we're going to be getting Death Guard. I do have a really, really cool Death Guard image to my right here. This is the Chaos Space Marine one. We're gonna have Death Guard one, which actually is sick. If you guys are on the Discord, you can check that out on the Patreon Discord. But yeah, so let's get into it. We're gonna be going over the picture-by-picture turnout with Chaos Space Marines versus Demons, and we'll do our sponsors, and then we'll go over the lists, and then we'll get into the battle report. So let's go. Alright guys, if you want to support the channel, head over to the merch store. The link is in the description below. We have our new sports themed Grey Knights, Chaos, and Space Marine logos on a bunch of different shirts. We just updated the shirt as well. These are probably the most popular. So if you guys want to rep these at the local GT, you can do that. Also sport the Dirtbag swag. So really appreciate it. Click on the link below. If you guys are interested in other merch, we do offer some 3D prints. We have Codiez, the Assassin, should be in every single list. The Space Marine Lieutenant, Space Marine Librarian, the Tech Marine for Grey Knights, and the Cypher should be in every single list. We have poker chips, which are great for sticky objectives. All of the stickers are manageable. These will be on t-shirts soon. We have widgets still, and we have about orange and orange. So we have orange Dirtbag dice. If you guys are interested in getting some dice thrown on the table, hit me up in Discord and we'll get back to the video. All right, what do we got?
All right, so we got 40 Plague Bearers. We have 9 Nurglings and 2 squads. We have a great Kleemann with the droning shroud enhancement. We have Rodigus. We have a flying demon prince with the font of spores enhancement. We have a sloppity bile piper with canker blight enhancement. And then we have 3 plague drones, 2 beasts in the squad, 1 war dog brigand, and 2 war dog carnivores.
And Nurglings?
And 9 Nurglings.
1 squad of 6, 1 squad of 3.
Correct.
Nice. Alright, so for Night Lords, we have Cypher, 3 units of Noise Marines, unit of Nurglings, 1 unit of Nemesis Claw, 2 Rhinos, 1 unit of Blue Horrors for the -1 leadership. We have Harkin we're testing out. We have 2 Jump Pack Lords. One of them has the uppy downy right there. 3 units of Raptors, 2 Melted, 2 Plasma. 1 unit of ACDC with on a CP on a 5+. Any Battle Shock adds 1 to the roll. 2 units of Bikes, both with Meltas. 1 Demon Prince. He doesn't have anything special, he's just Corn. And then 2 Cultist units. All right, guys, so let's get into it. I am super tiny right now in the bottom corner. All right, cool. So this is our deployment. This is at the battle bunker at Jack's house. But we went, I really like this list. Now, this is the second game I got with Night Lords in this day, which was cool. We had 2 games in one day at Jack's house, which was rare to get, 7 hours worth of gaming in one day. But yeah, so this is our deployment. We are playing Linchpin. So the setup is, 3 in the center. If you hold your home field, you get 3. Any objective in the center, you get 5. If you don't hold your home field, you only get 3 for the objectives in the center. So it is kind of like a standard mission, but you definitely have to be controlling your center in this mission, because if you don't, you lose out on a ton of points. So you can see over to your right, you have the missions that we got in order, so that way you can keep track of kind of what the screen looks like compared to what missions we're at. So this is our deployment. It is Stepping Stone. We put our infiltrators up front here. These guys are the -1 leadership if you're within 6 inches. Then we have the Nurglings right behind them. We put our ACDC because they don't have a scout, but there's not a ton of shooting on this side, so I can kind of put them on the line as much as possible, so that way they can get into this little corner. This is the launching point on most armies, right here in this little triangle, so that way they can either move up to this little ruin or kind of stay there and kind of launch out from it, because you're not really going to get any angles getting into this little corner right here. We have 2 Noise Marines in this Rhino, 1 Noise Marine, and the Night Lords in the other Rhino. Nemesis Claw, 1 bike unit there, the other bike units over here. These guys are here in case they have to come out and do containment turn 1. When you're deploying, you want to think about turn 1 secondaries. So you have containment, area denial, cleanse, shit like that. So you want to make sure that you're getting good positioning for turn 1 secondaries. That's where you have to have like guys on the corner right outside the deployment zone, in both corners, so that way you can do different angles, and then making sure you'll be able to get on the objectives to get cleanse or area denial or teleport or locus. So all these secondaries you want to prepare for every single time you play. Then we have the uppy downy jump back unit over here. The other guys are in reserves. 2 units of cultists to block out the backfield, 1 back here, 1 over there, and the Demon Prince, because he's going to go from here to there. So it's basically all they do. Over here for the demons, we have the 2 big guys. One's basically the same thing. 1 over here on this side, 1 over there on that side, and then he's got a unit over here in case he's got to do containment on this side. The bug drones over here, same thing. Nurglings don't have any OPSEC, so they can't do any actions, but they are blocking out, turn 1 charges, stuff like that. Then we have the Demon Prince, the bugs, 2 Beasts of Nurgle, the Brigand, Carnivore, the other Carnivores in reserves, and then a bunch of Plague Marines. So pretty standard. Demons, they go first. So after the demons scoot up and position everything, he basically put his demons as far forward as he possibly can. He had the Brigand go from back there to over here. He gets established locus and secured no man's turn 1. So he established with these guys, actually, I think he established with these guys. So these guys hopped out and they did establish turn 1, because they are T8 and they're like 5 or 6 wounds. Like, they're really tanky. So them coming out turn 1, not really going to get charged. And I don't have a ton of shooting in this list. So him coming out doing that turn 1 was pretty simple. And then he had to control this one, and he was basically fighting for this one up here. So he scooted up everybody. These guys in this detachment, being able to move 10 inches for Plague Bearers is scary. It just heals a ton. There's a lot of leadership shenanigans. The character in this one, there's a little trick with this guy. If you go after a character, he has an ability that you either kill a model in the unit if you fail the leadership, or you take D3 mortals. So if you go into a character like Cypher within 6 inches of this guy and you fail your leadership test, you can choose to kill a model in that unit, which then your solo just gets taken off the table. I think he did it to Sanguinor one time, which was just bullshit, but that was nuts. So seeing this guy on the table, he should be your first go-to. All right, I have to snipe that guy out or go and kill his entire unit ASAP without dying in return. So here is the issue that we were coming up with this list. Is I moved up everybody because we had recover assets and bringing down turn 1, which kind of sucked. So there really wasn't anything that I could do. Recover asset we did with a cultist, and I think Cypher right here did recover outside of deployment zone. We had a Rhino scooch up. He dropped off a bunch of dudes. He got shot by the Brigand or the Carnivore. One of these two came on, charged the Rhino, killed the Rhino, but we dropped off everybody. You could see like it's just so crowded in the center because the AC/DC brick, they started here. They just moved up. I think they made a charge, but they didn't pop their advance and charge this turn because I didn't want to waste it. So they moved up, charged in, got a couple guys on the Plague Bearers, and then over here we just dropped off everybody. So we dropped off, these guys stayed on the board. They didn't go uppy downy because he was already in range of me to kind of move up and charge. So these guys that were behind the wall hopped out the Raptors. There's Melts in there, so they basically hopped out, shot a ton into the Plague Bear, or the, sorry, Great and Clean one. The Demon Prince came out to charge the Carnivore. The Bikes moved up to charge Carnivore. The Rhino moved up to charge Carnivore. And then all the Noise Marines lined up with the Nemesis Claw. So basically everything that I have is just kind of going forward. He didn't make a lot of 4-up saves. And with all the Melters that were aiming at him, we did a ton of damage to the Grand and Clean one. I was surprised how much damage we did to this guy with the 4-up Feel No Pain. He just I'm sorry, this one doesn't have the 4-up Feel No Pain. He just has a 4-up invuln save with, I think, a 6-up Feel No Pain. Because this detachment, he doesn't have the 4-up Feel No Pain. So it's a lot easier to kill with normal detachments. So what we started noticing with the demons is every time now this is going to change, but every time the Noise Marines shoot a unit, it forces a battle shock test. So when I shoot a unit and I force a battle shock test, and he passes a battle shock test, he brings back D3 models because they're battle line. So that's where I started like thinking, fuck, this is not good to face against with Night Lords forcing all these battle shock tests. So instead we would shoot like one random flamer into this vehicle over here, and then the rest of the guns would go into the Plague Bearers. So then I would choose the vehicle to take the battle shock test, not the Plague Bearers. So you kind of like split fire just so you didn't force the battle shock test on the unit that you didn't want to take a battle shock test. That was the weird part about this game and the matchup, is I had to really think about what the hell we're doing and not keep bringing his guys back. So that's why he has a full unit right here, because I wasn't able to shoot any of them. Every time I shot at him, they just rezzed. So anytime you see one of these little tokens, that means they're battle shocked. So I was able to battle shock a bunch of guys throughout this this game. But in this matchup, after this 10-man hero is there, he basically forced all these leadership tests from this little character. So all these guys would take mortal wounds. And then after this turn, Great Unclean One died. So after all the meltas, charging, grenades, tank shocking, everything you could possibly think about, we killed the Great Unclean One on turn 1 or turn 2, I believe. He has his Demon Prince in combat with my Nemesis Claw. This one Nurgling just doesn't want to die. He kills a bunch of the Noise Marines, and then the AC/DC finished off the Plague Bearers in the center, one-shotted them with the +1 to hit, +1 to wound, and all the big guys. Now, getting into these two guys, I know I can't really kill them. So the fact is, I'm just going to like tie them up, like trying to control the center as much as possible, because this unit has the character, the Dark Commune, has the, I forget what the detachment's called, but on a 5+, you get a CP in the command phase, and every time a unit is battle shocked on your opponent's turn, you add 1 to that roll. So if you have 3 units on your opponent's side that are battle shocked, on a 2+, you get a CP. So I want this unit to kind of stay alive as much as possible, at least the Dark Commune, so that way every turn I can try and get a CP. That is the benefit of this unit, is they're really tanky, they're hard to kill, they control a lot OC on the point, and they kind of hit hard for 1 turn. But that is why I had that unit in the game, or in this list. Cypher is just kind of chilling, doing some really random pot shots onto the Demon Prince and killing some Nurglings, but he is there just for the Vect. There's not a lot of CP that he's using in this army, but again, Cypher should be in every single list. Every time you make a Chaos Space Marine list, the first thing you add is a Cypher. If you don't have a Cypher, we are selling Cypher models. They're legit cool looking Cypher models. They're proxies, but they look exactly like Cypher. Demon Prince, I love being able to force some mortal wounds on the charge, and anytime he flies over a unit, he forces a battle shock. With all the minus leaderships in this army, it's really cool to kind of have that little pair in it. Now, the Noise Marines, we should probably talk about the Noise Marines. Are they going to use Noise Marines in the new codex? Like, are they just going to transfer the new rules from the Noise Marines and Emperor's Children list to the Chaos Space Marine codex? Because if that's cool, then it's kind of a bonus to the Night Lord's build, because anytime the new Emperor's Children Noise Marines shoot something, it minuses 1 to their leadership test, and you can stack it. So if you shoot, like, let's say Gilliman, for example, and probably won't happen, but Gilliman's leadership 5, you shoot him twice with 2 units of Noise Marines, he goes to leadership 7. You get a Raptors near him, he's leadership 8. You get a Night Lord unit, it's leadership 9. So basically you're forcing Gilliman to take a leadership 9 test every time he's, within range of all those stuff. It's crazy. So, but they're 135 points. It adds an additional model. It's 6 model unit, 2 big guns, and a bunch of 2 damage AB2 ignore cover shots. So that is actually going to be a pretty big buff in this army. You might be able to add 3 units of them in there, but 2 units is what I'm gearing towards if they do change this. Probably should talk about that at the end. All right, so bikes are doing great. Having bikes with Melta, I think, is actually pretty good with this detachment. Just being able to, like, say lethal on 6s for Meltas, but having some form of D6 plus 2 damage because they're really quick is definitely good to add into this list. I forgot to mention, but the Blue Horrors died turn 1. They kind of got murdered with all the flamers and shots and everything turn 1. But these bikes down here, they're doing their job by kind of screening out and not letting these guys charge. Once he moved 10 inches with these plague bearers, I was like, all right, what am I going to do to keep them from getting into my backfield? Because if they just keep moving up and move 10 and then charge my cultists in the backfield, I don't have a backfield anymore. So they're doing their job by blocking out the backfield most of the game and keeping sticky on the objective. But now I need to keep my bikes from getting the big Rodicus and the plague bearers from getting in my backfield. So they scooch up, they shoot some melts into Rodicus, they start chipping him down. He's down to 14 wounds right now. And they're just kind of there, because if he does charge Rodicus at my bikes, yes, he can kill him, but now Rodicus is further away from most of my army, which is the intent. And then if his plague bearers charge in, his plague bearers might not be able to kill me with the bikes. So the bikes hitting back with the power fist, all that stuff, we can kill some plague marines, but the plague marines are going to have trouble killing the bikes. So the bikes right now in this game are kind of just like, hey, stay away from my my home field, because in Linchpin you have to keep your home field, or else you're probably going to lose. On turn 2, we went second, so we rapided this unit of the Lord with some Raptors in the backfield. So there was a little spot right here where they came down and they were going to kind of do the same thing, where they were going to hop up and steal his home field, because again, in Lichpin, if you can steal the home field and control your home field, you're doing very well in this game. Stopping his primary is kind of the goal. So that's what they're doing here, is they're hopping up, getting a bunch of pot shots, charging, throwing grenades with the free grenade CP strat from your Lord, and we took them all the way down to 2 Plague Marines. But since these guys are only OPSEC 1 and he passes his Battle Shock, he's able to bring guys back and then steal it back from me. So we tried to wipe him out, couldn't wipe him out completely. And that was our go turn. So this turn, he moves up. He starts to bring the big bug guys back to try and help out with his home field. Like I said, he brought some dudes back, so he's able to steal the home field back. And then these guys came back to try and help out over here. They didn't fail their battle shock as well. That's what we try to do. These 2 guys are battle shocked up here. So we're just gaining CP every single turn with all these battle shocks. The Demon Prince is just killing my Nemesis Claw. The Carnivore is moving up to try and help out and relieve the Demon Prince from all these random blades coming into him. ACDC still in combat with the Beast of Nurgle. Rodicus, the Plague Bearers are moving up to try and get a charge off on the bikes, and then Rodicus is deciding to go into these guys or the bikes. He then decides to go into the ACDC and start trying to whittle them down, because the Beast of Nurgles are not going to do it by themselves. But everything is -1 hit, because these freaking Nurglings just won't leave us alone. They are battle shock too, so that's 1, 2, 3 battle shocks on a 2+. I get that CP. This is a little trick with the Dark Commune, is make sure she's always behind a wall. You don't need her attacks, so keeping her behind a wall safe from precision, because if Rodicus were to move up and get line of sight onto her, he can precision her out for 1 CP. So then she dies, I lose my enhancement, I lose my 5-up Feel No Pain or invuln save. So always, every time you're running Dark Commune, keep her behind a wall, unless you know like everything is going to die and like you really want to get her last hits in with that. Usually it's in the Chaos Cult, but in every other detachment you want to keep her safe most of the game. These guys rapided down here behind the wall. This is Harkin. We're processing for Harkin here. I don't like Harkin. I'm going to say that now. I think another Lord would be better than Harkin. Harkin just doesn't really do it in this attachment because he forces a battle shock test, but we already force a battle shock test. And then in command phase, we already force a battle shock test. So his like abilities don't really do much. He does hit kind of hard, but the Lord hits just as hard and has a free strat and has grenades. Now this unit has no grenades whatsoever, which sucks. So my suggestion is get rid of Harkin and add another Lord. So 3 jump back Lords with 3 Raptors. So that is that. Like I said, we're controlling most of this point up here, controlling this pretty heavily, and now we're kind of like leaving this up to him, but we're just trying to keep him out of our backfield. So going into the next turn, he doesn't charge me. Again, I guess he doesn't want me just tied up in here and just beating on him. Like I said, Rodicus does charge the AC/DC break to try and do some sweeps and whittle down all the small guys. We do manage to kill one of the big beasts of Nurgle, which I don't think he can res back at all. But now we have one more beast of Nurgle to deal with. I think what's funny is that we forgot that we have a fallback and charge strat, because I don't think we fell back and charged at all. Or maybe we did this turn. So in my head, I'm thinking like, fuck, did we forget about the fallback and charge strat with Night Lords? All right, so then up here, we're basically, we have another unit of Raptors that went in up here. Yeah, I think we did the same thing. So one unit here, the uppy downy guys are still here now. So this is Harkin's unit, this is the uppy downy unit, and the unit of Raptors are still kind of like struggling on his home field objective. I gave up on them. They're basically just there for the rest of the game. One Nemesis Claw left, tied up with the Demon Prince, so that way he can't really fall back or do anything. We have Noise Marine, Demon Prince, Bikes, and Rhino still left over here to try and finish off this this Carnivore. And I think that is it over here. So then going into this, we do fall back with the red squad. So we fall back, get rid of this guy. So we leave 2 on the objective so that way he can't control the objective, because I think he's OC2 on the Beast of Nurgle. So we leave 2 OPSEC on the objective here, and then we fall back, and then we just try and charge and finish off the Plague Bears down here, taking them off the board. The Bikes do the same thing. They basically move over, get some pot shots with some Melta onto the big Rodicus. He's battle shocked, which is fucking hilarious. And then we charge and we finish off all but one of the Plague Bears down here. So he's able to do a battle shock, make more, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the objective. So we would have to make 2 guys to take it back. Harkin comes in, charges, does absolutely nothing on the charge, even with his 3 damage, all that stuff. Does absolutely nothing. The Bikes are starting to move up in case they have to do secondaries in his deployment zone. Rhino should probably be doing the same thing. The Demon Prince only has 2 wounds, so we save him. So we bring him back over here, so that way we can keep like an assassinate target from being killed easily, bring it down target from being killed easily. So with 2 wounds, he's kind of there to see what he has to do by turn 5. Cypher scooches up, finishes off the Demon Prince and the Nurgling over here. Same with the Noise Marines. And then again, these guys are trying to come back here. This is the uppy downy guy. He tries to help out over here by charging. But yeah, this is going to be good next turn because the Bikes are going to be able to move up. Being 2 OPSEC each, they're going to be able to move up and try and help out with the clearing the backfield on their objective. So it's whittling down, getting into like turn 5. All that he has left is he was able to res 2 of these guys is to take this objective back. So all of my unit died, but my Dark Commune. So the last character is the only one left with 2 wounds, which is great because she's still getting me that CP. Rodicus is still battle shocked. Night Lord with Harkin is still alive, just kind of like going in. Rodicus has 2 wounds left. Up here, we're starting to whittle it down, so he has 1 big bug guy left. And then a bunch of Plague Bears because they just keep resing and keep bringing guys back. bikes are about to move up and get behind enemy lines over here. We do kill Rodicus because he only had 2 wounds left with the bikes, so them going up, shooting them with Melta, and then charging. These guys run up because there's no uppy downy, so they can kind of start not worrying about the backfield anymore. Demon Prince comes out to we have extend and assassinate on turn 5. So there we go. We're able to kill Rodicus on turn 5 and then get extend by controlling one of these 3 objectives. But in the end of the game, we still have a bunch of mass scoring units all over the board with this. We have 2 units of cultists left. We have a 3-man Noise Marine. That's a Plague Bearer that's dead. We have the Dark Commune in the Rhino because I don't want to give up, again, assassinate or no prisoners or something, so she ran into the Rhino. Demon Prince removed up here. Cypher still alive with 1 wound. 1 bug guy fell back, can't do anything. Still have Harkin, still have another Noise Marine unit, another Cultist unit, 2 bikes, 3 bikes. The Lord is still alive from the original Raptor, that Rapid Ingress, and then this Lord is live with 3 wounds. That is Battle Shocked. So again, we have a bunch of just random stuff that could be doing scoring on turn 5. And when you think about primary, this is the primary. Let's get the final score in here. We got 90 Night Lords, 63 Demons. So I think the big turn was going into round 3. When we charged the ACDC, or round 2, when we charged the ACDC unit into the center and just kind of like killed the character with the full 10-man Plague Bearers, and then we were able to control those top objective and the center objective and our objective for most of the game. So you can see we had for Demons we had 8, 13, 13, and then on turn 3 or turn 5 he had 3 because he was only able to control his home field. Then he only had 16 out of 40 for secondaries. He had a good turn 1 with 7, 2, 2, 0 on turn 4, and then he kept assassinate to get that on turn 5, and then behind enemy lines he wasn't able to get behind enemy lines. So 16 out of 40, which is what killed him on secondary. And then for us we had 44 out of 50 for primary because we had 3 turn 1. We didn't control the top objective at all. 13, 13, and then 15 on turn 5. But what helped us was the 36 out of 40 on secondary score. So having a lot of MSU for Night Lords and being able to force battle shocks and all that stuff. 3 turn 1, 8, 7, 8, and then boom, 10 on turn 5. So huge swing going in from turn 4 and turn 5, having him a 0 on secondary to then holding a 3 on primary, into us getting a 13 and 8 and then 15 and 10. So huge swing going into turn 4 and turn 5, but 90-63, and this is the end board state right here. So what did we learn? Chaos Night Lords into Demons, not a good pair. Forcing battle shocks with Noise Marines. So the Night Lord detachment specifically, not a good pair. Any other Chaos Space Marine detachment, probably fine. But this was a fun matchup against a good player with Demons with the new detachment. So we're going to be playing the Demons detachment again, this Nurgle one, on Monday with the live stream. We're voting on Patreon to see what battle report or what army you want to see me run. So that's what the Patreons get, is you get specific battle reports ran from Grandmasters, you get coaching, you get your own specific Discord link, and some special mercs with the merch tab as well. So if you guys want to join the Dirtbag Nation, have me in your corner, head over there, support the channel, pick up some merch on the Dirtbag Nation merch store in the link below. There's some badass t-shirts up for sale with the almost like the MLB style logo, but with 40k. So head over there. But let me know in the comments below what you liked, didn't like, how we can improve these battle reports, and hopefully you learned from these specific tactics with Night Lords, and hopefully we see some more Night Lords rumors, buffs, stuff coming up in the future. So appreciate it, guys. Good luck, and we'll see you in another battle report soon. What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are interested in joining the Dirtbag Nation over at patreon.com, you get a bunch of perks. What we did in 2024 was we really expanded. I had traveled a ton and I played my ass off in 40k. Right now we're ranked #1 best player in the United States on ITC rankings. We were the #1 Chaos Space Marine player in the world this year in 2024. 2 years ago, we got ranked #1 Grey Knight player in the world, and this year we're probably going to go into Death Guard, hopefully when the new Codex comes out, or Emperor's Children. But you guys, if you guys want that head coach or that coach always in your corner, just to ask questions, bounce ideas off, that's what the competitive Dirtbag and the Dirtbag Nation is all about. If you guys want to support the channel, you head over to patreon.com. You can join the Just a Car tab, which is $5 a month. You guys get access to the Discord Patreon tab. You have to be a patron to get into that Discord, and also I'm always there. All the other coaches are there. Basically, it's just such a good community over on Discord that you guys get specific access to it that only Patreons can get. If you guys want to bump that up, the competitive Dirtbag tier, you guys get to message me or another Grandmaster or another Dirtbag coach over the Dirtbag Nation to add unlimited questions, list ideas, list reviews, and bounce ideas off of. That's what having a coach in your corner is all about. If you guys want to bump up to the Grandmaster tier, that tier you get every perk under the sun. So basically you get access to Discord, you get one-on-one coaching, you get a call once a month if you guys would like to go over any RTTs coming up, any GTs coming up, any list reviews live over Discord chat, and also a special perk that Grandmasters get. If you guys want any video suggestions like we do all the time with these table setups that we just upgraded thanks to the Patreons, you guys get suggestions or battle reports you want to see specifically played live by a coach or myself on the next battle report, or a live battle report coming up on the Patreon. So you guys get obviously first access to all the videos. We post them first on patreon.com, but there's just a ton of benefits to having a professional coach that plays this game all the time at the very, very high competitive level in your corner at all times. And that's really what the Dirtbag Nation is all about, getting you guys better at 40K, the basics, and being good in your community. So if you guys want to support the channel, I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without you guys in 2024, 2025. I am super stoked for, super excited for. We really want to get a bigger studio going. That is going to be my focus in 2025, is really growing the community on YouTube and Patreon specifically. So thank you so much for 2024, all my Patreons. If you guys are interested in joining and want that coach in your corner, head over to patreon.com and support the channel. Appreciate it.